Hey there, Tenno, it's Shadow Scythe, and as promised, here's that extra special Monday episode of In the Know, following up Tennocon 2017. And holy shit, do I have a lot of stuff to show you guys. Now, with Tennocon 2017, they revealed a lot. From this all-new glass-themed Warframe coming with her own unique set of weapons, to two brand new expansions that should be coming out later on this year. One which was a cinematic quest, and then another one which was a practical reinventation of the game itself. And oh my god, am I freaking speechless when it comes to this shit. Tennocon Round 9 was also released at this time. A menu screen, but before I get into everything that I actually have to show you guys, one thing that I do want to mention is that this video is also gonna kind of serve as a face reveal. No, there will not be a live camera face reveal throughout it. What you guys are gonna see are two different pictures that I was fortunate enough to get at Tennocon. The first one, I got my picture taken with Daniel the Demon himself, and then later on towards the end of the con, I managed to catch up to DK, and got my picture taken with him as well. And as to why I'm playing Excalibur, you guys will get a clue into that really quickly. But, now that that's all been said, the whole, like I said, there's a glass-themed Warframe coming, and if I had to guess, that Warframe will be tied into either a quest for the Arbiters of Hexus or for Steel Meridian. And it's my guess that it'll probably be the Arbiters of Hexus. But there's a whole slew of weapons that are supposed to be coming with this Warframe. Unfortunately, the only weapon that I managed to snag any sort of asset for was the glass shotgun, because the developer working on that actually showed us the finished asset for it at Tennocon, because I guess she just finished it up the day before. This guy's just rushing ahead, holy hell. But now that that's all been said, but with that out of the way, the next Prime was also revealed. And for those of you widely speculating Hydroid Prime, you were right. However, fear not, because they did announce that Hydroid will be getting a rework to line up with the release of his Prime.
Attack us, we will counter.
No, I didn't kill you. So, Hydroid will not be the current wet blanket that he is whenever his Prime gets released, so fear not. I need to get the fuck away from him. Unfortunately, for those of you expecting Limbo, the hint was kind of there with the puddle. There were actually a lot of hints dropped as to what some of the big reveals were going to be. Hydroid Prime was one of them. So for those of you speculating that, good job. I actually met a guy on my way to Tennocon that his speculation due to that puddle was water physics, which he was partially right with that. But you guys will have to wait until a little bit later whenever I talk about some of the other stuff before you figure out what that's for. There weren't any really big reveals as far as any upcoming weapons. However, now would probably be a very good time for me to talk about the two expansions that they hinted at. For those of you that were really speculating for Excalibur Umbra, well, I think at this point you probably figured out why I'm using Excalibur for this video. Umbra has finally been confirmed for Warframe: The Sacrifice. That is actually the next cinematic quest that we can expect in the game. As to what unique weapons he's going to have, I don't know. However, from talking to some of the other people at Tennocon, it appears that Excalibur Umbra's scarf is going to be a cosmetic item, much like the Sandana's, that I don't know if it'll be usable on all the frames or just across an Umbra variant that they may expand upon. However, that is not confirmed whether or not they will be doing so don't take my word for that. Get rid of him, and let's head to extraction. But yeah, so we've got that. Now there wasn't a year or anything tied onto that, so I'm not 100% sure as to when Excalibur Umbra will be coming. But we finally got a teaser trailer and an update name to put with it. And if it happens to be the next major update, I could almost see it being update 22 or update 21.5 or update 22. But that remains to be said. Actually, let me not do that. Then next up we have, now this is an update scheduled for later this year, and I've got a lot to talk about with this because this was the one that was practically a reinventation of the game itself. However, here's the thing. This update, Warframe: The Plains of Eidolon, it's adding a new living relay to the game itself. This living relay is going to be chock full of like little market stalls and everything, which DE Steve was talking about, and you can actually watch the full reveal of it on the Warframe page itself. So the only thing I've got to show for that, I've got like individual screenshots that I took from rewatching that and then cropping out what I actually needed. But one thing that's really cool that DE Steve even said is that we've been leveling weapons in the game for years, but we've never actually been able to build our own. At Hawk's Anvil, which will be in Cetus, this new living relay, we will actually have the opportunity to not only build our own weapons based on its blade, handle, and its little ornament decoration, but we will get to name the weapon itself. So, customization just got an overhaul. And if you guys are melee enthusiasts like I am, then I know you're going to be enjoying that as much as I will. They also decided to add a new sentient enemy to the game. This sentient enemy, however, will only appear at night in the Plains of Eidolon. So you do need to be careful about that, because I honestly don't think it's meant for you to be able to beat on your own. Ouch. And I can't hit this stuff for shit. One other thing with the Plains of Eidolon that's really unique is the fact that it's going to have a continuous day-night cycle. And the fact that you don't actually have to return to your ship for this. You can go right into the plains from Cetus. Now, going back to Hawk's Anvil, however, in order to be able to build your own melee weapons, you're going to have to acquire parts by doing various quests and other activities in the plains. One such activity we have a fishing simulator in Warframe when this update goes live. You can literally run down to the riverbed and spearfish. And then there's also concept art that I could have that I managed to get to show you guys for the Osterons themselves. However, the thing that Steve was kind of talking about whenever all this went up is it was more so related to the armor that they were wearing, because apparently we're gonna get the chance to, along with parts that we acquire from melee weapons, we're gonna get the ability to craft a unique set of armor for our operator and actually not have to solely rely on the Warframes for damage. The operators will be, because the operators are supposed to be getting a rework with this update. So what we're gonna actually see here is the fact that the operators will be able to fight using weapons. Yeah, they'll be able to fight using weapons, and then depending on like what your loadout is, you'll have a unique combo sequence between your operator and the Warframe, utilizing specific transitions based on the equipped gear. And because of the fact that this has never been done, it's amazing.
Override complete.
They practically took what Destiny had, they used that as a foundation, and then they just made it so much better. And I have to use the Destiny reference because that is exactly the type of gameplay that they went for with the Plains of Osteron, is that free roam experience that you had with the Destiny maps. But I'm looking forward to not only being able to craft my own melee weapons with that, but also the fact that I may be able to make a set of armor for my operator and then be able to fight using my operator instead of my Warframe and not get taken out with a single shot from a Tigress. So that's definitely something to look forward to. Now, if you watched the trailer itself, one other thing I will tell you about is Archwing is probably going to get another overhaul for this, because the Plains of Osteron is massive. We're talking a 3-kilometer square space for players to just roam around it. It's so massive that they're actually adding the ability to call down your Archwing and fly through the sky to get to locations faster or just explore. And here's the kicker with that. You can use your regular primary and secondary weapons in Archwing mode. You no longer have to rely on the massive, clunky Archwing weapons. I mean, it's absolutely amazing everything that they've got planned for this update. And it's scheduled for 2017. Now, as far as everything concerning that, I've pretty much talked about everything that I actually can that I've got assets for. Because it was just absolute. But if you guys weren't able to go, I highly recommend that you check out the Tennocon live video on the Warframe YouTube page, because I was absolutely blown away. Everybody there was so friendly, so open. That just shows how strongly connected the general community for Warframe is.
Lucky for you, I've got a hot.
It was such an amazing experience that I really wish I could would have been able to like live stream the whole thing and share it with all of you. And if everything works out and they go and they do it again next year, which they probably will, I'm planning on stocking up on and taking like 2 or 3 external battery chargers and just keeping a live Twitch feed going for the whole thing.
Here we go. Let's find some antiquities.
Just because for those of you that couldn't be there in person, I really wanted to share that experience with you, and next year, I fully plan on doing so. I know that after Daniel the Demon's segment with the live stream segment had ended, he was streaming on Twitch off of his phone. And why is the freaking Juggernaut coming when I haven't actually attacked anything? Oh wait, I've got a Kavat, that probably was.
There's no doubt in my mind that an I-10 treasure lies somewhere in this derelict. And yet, I wouldn't set
get up here.
For all the I-10 in the system. You,
I mean, and Tennocon itself, that was such a fun experience because they had so much to do, so many reveals, and just the sheer amount of energy that you could feel from the entirety of the crowd was absolutely astonishing. I have never in my life
for me.
Been part of something so big. It's truly something that you need to experience for yourself. I might actually fail this. Never mind.
Don't look now, tin stuff.
Got it. Now to get the hell out of Dodge.
Ha! You got it. Now bring it home.
Well, as I've said several times before, thank you guys so much for your continued support, because it absolutely means the world to me. And for those of you that were actually really glad that I did this, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring you guys content. I'm here to give you guys my opinion on stuff, whether you like it or not. Well, whether you like my opinion or not whether or not you want me to do this. Just because, as myself and other content creators have said, half of the stuff that we say about weapons is based on our own personal opinion on things. So just because we don't like it, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I've got a couple of friends who absolutely love the Gram. I got the Gram up to 30, and then I'm like, if I get bored, I'll come back to it. It's not because it's not an okay to even a good weapon, it's just I don't like it. That's my opinion. So I really don't want to skew your appearance towards this, and if you guys decide that you want to spring to try to do Tennocon next year, I'd recommend doing the full day pass, just because you don't know if it's something that you're gonna enjoy or not. If you guys decide to do it, I'd rather you go through everything for your stay and then get the full day pass. This way you know to do something more if you decide that you like it and want to do it again. And for those of you that actually do decide to come out for it next year, if it happens, be sure to hit me up, because I would love to meet you guys in person. That was the big thing with Tennocon that myself and other content creators alike all enjoyed about it, was we got to actually meet up with each other in person, and we got to meet actual fans. Like, I didn't necessarily run into any of my fans there, but I'm still an unknown as far as this all happened, as far as this is all going on. But I got to meet so many other amazing people, and I gotta say that two of the people that I met, it was kind of funny because they kind of pulled a little joke on Rob from A Gay Guy Plays. They literally, because it was kind of a two-man job for that. One of them literally pulled out 2 boxes of dick-shaped gummies and handed them to him. And then the other one took a handful of sperm-shaped confetti and just threw it in his face. And that honestly, it might sound a little gross, but it was actually pretty funny to see. That's something that you would have had to watch it happen for it to be funny. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, my player.me and Twitter links will be in the description box below, and be sure to hit those up to stay up to date with all things related to YouTube, Twitch, IRL, gameplay, just absolutely everything. And then if you guys would like to show your support, just hitting that subscribe button, just hitting those like and subscribe buttons on YouTube or Twitch is enough. However, if you guys want to go the extra mile, that is what the GameWisp link is for. Do not ever feel pressured into doing that, however. That is not why I put that there. And then, with all that said and done, all of my schedule will return to normal starting tomorrow. So you can expect an early morning video followed by a late afternoon stream on Twitch. And I look forward to seeing as many of you guys there as possible. So once again, thank you so much for the support. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows.